How's it going, everybody? In this video, I'm going to be talking about all of the new features that were dropped during LevelUp Day at the High Level Summit in Dallas. And I'm going to be wearing my cool new affiliate commander jacket. Thanks so much to all of you for helping me get this. And I reversed it to the orange side because, why not? First of all, the two big focuses that they talked about in this overall that weren't like, hey, this is the feature we dropped, but I think are very important things for everybody to understand is one, they're finally focusing on stabilization. When I say stabilization, I mean that the features that are at the core of high level that 90% of people use, let's say, those are going to be stabilized so that they're working more consistently. There's not as much downtime. I know there's been a little bit of like, hey, workflows aren't working this morning. I can't get in. It's buggy, etc. I was talking to the head of support who reports directly to Sean, Varun, and Robin at the top of high level. And he said, there's been pressure from people for a long time for this to be happening, but he can tell talking to Sean that this is actually going to start happening in 2025. So that is huge, especially for people like me who are like, ooh, that's awesome. You added that new feature, but I'd much rather that my clients and my customers can really rely on everything working 24/7 versus having brand boards in their account, which, in my opinion, not a ton of people are using. I could be wrong. The second big overarching thing is internationalization. So they tried to translate high level into, I think it was like 13 plus languages, and pretty much every translation was terrible. They admitted that on stage. They were like, look, we've been working with people who understand high level and who understand these languages, speak them fluently, and we're going to be coming out with better translations. So if you're in an underserved country that is relatively big, you're going to get better internationalization in terms of the translation. But also there's a lot of communities like the UK and Australia primarily that are underserved because of their requirements with things like GDPR and other, regulation bundles, all that kind of stuff that needs to be served better, because in the US, we just get served first because that's the biggest market. So they are starting that in 2025, which is awesome. And a bonus thing they said they were focusing on, I wouldn't say this is overarching, but I talked to a few different employees about this and it was mentioned in LevelUp Day, is how do we make high level so it's not so many clicks to get something done. So I don't know how you do that with so many features, but I know that's a big focus of the product team moving forward. And I think it kind of goes along with stabilization, ability to adopt, all that kind of thing. And although we love the all-in-one, we would love, hey, it's even easier to use than some of these other tools that aren't as all-in-one. And it truly becomes like unbeatable in every way. So I hope that helped. Now let's get into the actual features. I'm going to break this into two parts. One is the most important features I think that dropped, and then I'm going to speed run through some other ones that you might find interesting. And as far as the most important ones that dropped, there's really 4 categories here. Number 1 is communities. Number 2 is AI. Number 3 is funnels and websites. And then 4 is kind of a miscellaneous category. So let's start with communities. 3 really important things happen with communities. Number 1, you now have DMs open in communities. And number 2, you have event calendar so people can see when the calls or other collaboration events are happening within your community. And in my opinion, this catches high-level communities up to like 90% of what School can do. I think there's some UI things, and the gamification, yes, I said it that way, come at me in the comments, is not quite up to what School does, but for all intents and purposes, it's pretty dang good now. And that brings me to number 3 with communities, which is GoCollab. This is high level's completely free School alternative, which gets over the hurdle of like, hey, I want to host on School because if I do, then all my other student School communities, they can switch between them easily, the network effect, right? So GoCollab is high level's alternative to that, where the idea is lots of people are hosting their communities on GoCollab, and then I can just switch between communities when I'm on gocollab.com/whatever my community name is. Now, I just signed up. It took me like 5 seconds to create a new community. It seems pretty legit as you sign up. Like, okay, it seems like I can come here to subscriptions and add a new price, let's say $20 a month. I hit add price and it says, please integrate payments to enable paid groups, but I can't find anywhere to integrate payments. So just like everything high level, skateboard model, meaning they've built the minimum viable thing here. You can host a community. You have a link to share it with people. You can invite people to it. And if that's all you want, there you go. The idea here is that when you refer people to sign up for a GoCollab community, eventually they're going to get some sort of marketing for high level. I'm not 100% sure how that works. If I go here to account and then affiliates, it says creating groups on GoCollab is completely free, but that's just the beginning. Exciting new features are on the way to help you grow your online business and increase your earnings. As users upgrade to unlock the full suite of features, you'll receive a lifetime recurring affiliate commission on their subscription. The sooner you start referring, the better. Don't miss out on this incredible affiliate program. So in hearing from the co-founders directly about this, the idea is that if we refer to GoCollab, somebody signs up and then they end up signing up for high level later on, we get that commission. So it's kind of like the beginning of that, but I don't see how they're going to get it marketed to them or how that's going to happen. So if I have more info on that, I'll put it right now, but as of now, this is all I know. All right, next up, AI. There were two big drops here. The first one is the concept of the AI employee, and this is 6 features all in one. So it's voice AI, which is just an inbound receptionist essentially. You can train it to answer questions just like you would with the conversational AI. It can say, yeah, I'll do that. And then you can trigger workflows off of that, like sending a text message or an email internally to take care of whatever was discussed in the call, maybe a summary of the call, etc. Then we've got conversation AI, obviously, reviews AI, content AI, which is images and content within funnels and websites, workflow AI assistant, and funnel AI. Workflow AI and funnel AI are the second big drops that I'll talk about in just a second. But basically what they're going to do is anyone who signs up for HighLevel and existing HighLevel users will also get this completely for free from November 15th until the end of the year. So you're going to have 6 weeks of free AI everything. And this is a concept of an AI employee that can do everything for the client. And that's to drive adoption. And then come January, then you will decide whether or not you want unlimited usage for $97 extra a month per AI employee, or if you want to be billed per use, which the costs for that are going to be on the screen now. You can see how much each one costs. Now, the question on everyone's mind, how good are all of these things? So first of all, conversation AI, reviews AI, and content AI were the 3 that we already had. They are decent, I would say. It's kind of like having ChatGPT plugged in directly to HighLevel. Sometimes you get something really good. Sometimes it goes off the rails and isn't super helpful, but it's kind of cool to have it all built in. I don't know how many people are actually clicking like generate me the copy for this website on the funnel versus just going to ChatGPT, working back and forth with it because it's going to be a little bit cheaper because they don't get charged per execution, and then just copy pasting that into the funnel. That's what I do. I don't know what end users do. Now let's talk about the 3 new ones. First, voice AI. I heard a demo of this. I actually think it's pretty decent for receptionist, very straightforward type stuff. I wouldn't be using it as my full AI receptionist right now, just because for most cases it can't book appointments by itself just yet. Once it can, maybe worth using. So the use case for this is quite small, where it's like they're just going to collect some information, record that, and send it in an email internally. And it can also transfer to the front desk of whatever business after it's collected some information. So if that use case makes sense for you, go all out. I think it's a great solution. Next up, we have the workflow AI assistant. When I saw this one, I was actually really excited because we know workflows can be super complex for beginners. I tested it out. I haven't tested it out at length. I just typed something in, probably more detailed than your average local business owner would type out. And it did not give me an accurate description of how to set up a good workflow. In fact, it gave me the wrong information. So this one's a toss up. Hopefully they improve it over time, but I want to say it's better than nothing, but honestly it's not, because if it gets them the wrong information, they build the wrong workflow, and then they reach out to support and they're like, it's not working, and you have to like undo what the workflow AI told them to do. So definitely not the strongest one that came out here, although I really do like the idea and I hope they improve it to be quite good in the future. And then lastly, funnel AI. I'm going to actually test this one live with you. So I've come up with the name of the business, Keaton's Carpet Care. We've got carpet installer as the industry. It's going to say, I'm looking for a funnel for my carpet installer. I can either select generate more leads, get more appointments, showcase your services, sell products and services. Let's just stick with the leads one, and the content should feel sarcastic. I'm going to let that load. All right, so that is the state of AI and HighLevel. As you can see, I'm not terribly like overly enthusiastic about this. I think AI is overhyped in general across the board. There's some very useful things on a small use case basis that these things are good at, but most people think that it can do a lot more than it actually can. And you constantly run into those as you're trying to build things like this. And that's not HighLevel, that's the world. But if you have one of these use cases and you'd like to use the AI employee and get completely free everything for 6 weeks, there's a link below in the description that you can use to sign up for that and try it out for yourself for 6 weeks. So definitely check that out if that's something that interests you. Next up, we have the funnels and websites drops. I realized I said there were 2 drops in AI, and then I talked about funnel AI, which was a third one. It's because in my outline, funnel AI was in funnels and websites. So there's one for you. You already got it. Congrats, you're ahead. The other 2 really cool drops. Number 1 is webinar funnels. I haven't had a chance to test out the limitations of these yet. As with all things HighLevel, the initial version is probably very straightforward and only works in some certain use cases, but may work for you. And the second one is just a quality of life improvement where you can more easily separate the image dimensions on mobile and desktop view inside of the funnel builder. If you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. If you do know what it means, you know that's a huge quality of life improvement. Basically, the images on your mobile website are going to be a lot easier to create now. You won't have to duplicate an entire section, hide it, all that kind of thing. Makes it faster. Awesome. Now, moving to the miscellaneous category, we have 2 of my personal favorite feature releases. Number 1 is my absolute hands down favorite favorite from this entire list, opportunities. You can now customize the opportunity cards, meaning that you can decide what you see without clicking into the opportunity card. To me, if all high-level feature releases were just like this, I would be a very, very happy man. I already am, but you know what I mean. And the reason I love it so much is because I don't have to click to see more information. I just set what I want to see in each opportunity card, and it saves me clicking around. It's straightforward and improves an existing feature. Chef's kiss. This is my favorite drop. The second one is you can buy domains directly within HighLevel now. Instead of having to go to Namecheap, GoDaddy, Google Domains, etc., you buy the domain there, your DNS is hosted there. Beautiful. I love it. Next up, we have one that a lot of people are excited for, which is a quiz builder. I've personally never had a quiz funnel per se, but I know a lot of people really like quizzes. There's a ton of elements that aren't included in surveys. So for those of you who really wanted those extra features, you now have them. And then lastly, I thought this one was quite cool. Google Drive integration with HighLevel media storage. So you can integrate your Google Drive, and if you upload something there, it'll be in HighLevel. And if you upload something in HighLevel, it'll be in your Google Drive. Kind of cool. All right, now let's speed run through a bunch of other stuff you might want to hear about. Number one, recurring tasks. You can set tasks to recur on whatever basis, daily, weekly, etc., so that you don't forget to do certain things. You can check them off. And if you use tasks inside of HighLevel, it's awesome. Secondly, documents and contracts. Now at the end of a document and contract, instead of sending the invoice, they'll have a button where they can click to pay right away, which is nice. In the e-commerce builder, there is now a buyer login. So basically this allows customers to view their order history, track their order status, etc. Basic things that any e-commerce site should have, and we're getting them now to HighLevel e-commerce, which is so cool. Next up, the chat widget. You can add custom fields in the forms that you add to the chat widget. So that's very cool. So you're not just collecting the same, name, phone, email, message from chat widget. If you want to add something else in there, you can. And as far as templates go, there's a bunch of new document templates. There's also additional templates for Ads Manager, the native Ads Manager in HighLevel. If you didn't know, they kind of have a mini version of Apex for Facebook ads, which is awesome. And the reporting templates, those are in the reporting tab on the left-hand side where all the Facebook and Google ads and attribution reporting is. And that screen looks like this, where you can create a blank report. You can choose from a template library that's coming soon, but basically you can decide what's in these. And then what you could do is send these out to the individual sub accounts with the data that you want. So that's nice because previously you weren't able to edit anything inside of the reports that are sent automatically to each sub account each week. In addition, Ads Manager also has access to carousel ads now, which is great. There's a calendar troubleshooting tool, which is really important because a lot of people have a hard time using calendars. So it's going to show you what's wrong and why certain things aren't working the way that you want them to. You can now add notes directly to appointments instead of just to contacts. You can upsell products at checkout for e-commerce stores. And for email, you can have pre-built segments for targeted email campaigns. So sending to people who have engaged in the last 7 days, 30 days, 60 days, people who have engaged in the last 5 emails or never engaged in the last 5 emails, for example. You can also do conditional elements in an email builder. So certain things will show up for some people depending on custom values and they won't show up for others. You can clone WordPress sites and import blogs from WordPress, which is huge. You can include custom menu links in your SaaS plans, automatically applying them to new sub accounts, which streamlines the process of bundling third-party stuff. You can pause and update subscriptions in whatever payment processor you're using directly from HighLevel. There are now quick replies for Facebook and Instagram, meaning you kind of have that ManyChat type feature where they can hit a certain reply. And then in turn, if they reply that, you can trigger a workflow based off of that. You can now buy and sell snapshots on the marketplace, which is very cool. There have been some great UI improvements in both mobile and desktop views for communities and courses. And you can multi-select files in the media storage area, which is a huge quality of life improvement as well. And then lastly, in this speed run, we've got WhatsApp in-app appointment booking. So people can actually book inside the WhatsApp app and that will push to HighLevel. Very cool. And then lastly, there's a ton of analytics and reporting stuff that they improve. So I'm going to speed run through those now. In the ad manager, you have enhanced statistics. You have the prospecting tool got an advanced analytics dashboard, which is very, very big. Very excited about that. The social planner now has advanced statistics. On the dashboard, you can now add an email widget, visitor data widgets, and comparison data across time frame widgets, which is great. Funnels and websites, you can have a pie chart visualization of the analytics instead of just the old school one. In forms and surveys, they now have analytics with customizable filters, which is quite helpful. There's also better reporting for the affiliate manager tool, which is huge and very, very important. There's also unified statistics in email, which if you use email significantly on HighLevel, you know it's very, very important. In addition to that, there's two really cool partnerships that HighLevel announced. One is with Rocket.net, which is going to drastically improve their WordPress hosting if that's something you're selling or reselling. And then the other one is Search Ad List. So there's a lot of SEO capability coming to HighLevel HighLevel and they're not going to build it themselves. They're going to, I don't know if it's white label or just let Search Atlas kind of come in like they do with Yext and some of the other partnerships that they've built. But a lot of people love Search Atlas, so that one's very exciting. Thanks so much for tuning into this video. Hopefully it helped you condense all of that stuff. If you'd like to check out how I actually use HighLevel, how to set it up, what the value proposition is in the first place, check out this video here. See you there.